Carla Connor bravely steps into dangerous territory in this fresh clip as she confronts Logan Radcliffe behind bars in search of the truth. Harry Lowbridge reprises his role as the menacing Logan Radcliffe, marking his first appearance since Lisa Swain paid him a visit in June. Concerned for her partner, DS Lisa Swain, Carla makes the difficult decision to meet with Logan, hoping to finally unravel the mystery surrounding Becky and the allegations of corruption. Although she was previously discouraged by Michael Bailey after he found out about her plans and convinced her to reconsider, Lisa's worsening condition pushes Carla to carry through with her initial intentions. As Lisa skips her therapy session and instead spends time at Becky's gravesite on the eve of their anniversary, Carla's sense of unease only intensifies. Witnessing how deeply the unanswered questions around Becky's death are affecting her partner, Carla decides to step in. While Lisa continues her own line of inquiry, Carla follows through by submitting the visiting request and sets off to confront Logan at the prison. In the video, a tense standoff begins as Carla and Logan engage in a psychological battle, but his interest is piqued when she hints at a financial reward in exchange for information. How steep will the price of truth be for Carla, and can it be enough to pull Lisa back from the brink? Coronation Street wedding day interrupted by horror collapse as death sealed. Romance is blooming on Coronation Street as Dev Alahan and Bernie Winter prepare to walk down the aisle, but chaos in the form of a break-in, wild antics, and a sudden health scare threatens to ruin their special day. Wedding season has arrived on the cobbles, and Dev and Bernie are planning a grand celebration. However, as loyal viewers of the long-running ITV soap know, happiness rarely comes without a hitch. Dev, portrayed by Jimmy Harkishan, has been part of the show since 1999. He previously married Sunita Alahan, played by Shobna Gulati, in 2004. Tragically, she perished in 2013 after surviving a blaze at the Rovers, only to be murdered by arsonist Carl Munro, portrayed by John Michie. Now fans are hoping Dev's second chance at marriage brings him greater joy. He's set to exchange vows with Bernie, played by Jane Hazelgrove, in upcoming scenes this week. The two became a couple on screen in September of last year, bonding in the aftermath of the heartbreaking loss of Bernie's son, Paul. Following a short breakup, the couple is ready to officially become husband and wife, but only if they can navigate a string of unexpected crises. From stag-do mischief and a robbery to an unplanned proposal, a medical collapse, and a rushed trip to the hospital mid-ceremony, their wedding faces plenty of hurdles. At the start of the week, viewers will see Dev and Bernie enjoying their final moments of singlehood at their respective stag and hen parties. But tensions rise when Bernie discovers Dev and his friends have hired a pole dancer for their bash at the Rovers, a move she doesn't take lightly. Wednesday's episode is set to feature the wedding itself, but it won't go smoothly. Some attendees fall ill and are forced to watch the ceremony via live stream. Bernie becomes emotional when she forgets a sentimental locket containing a picture of her late son, Paul. Rushing home to retrieve it, she's shocked to find a thief inside her house. While the spotlight is meant to shine on the bride and groom, Debbie Webster grabs some attention when she unexpectedly proposes to Ronnie. But the biggest twist may come moments before the vows, as Bernie suddenly collapses in front of Dev, leaving him terrified for her well-being. Cast members have opened up about the ups and downs of the dramatic wedding storyline. Jane Hazelgrove, 57, who plays Bernie, jokes, "The day just keeps going from bad to worse." That's the magic of Coronation Street. You never know what surprises the script holds. One moment Bernie's dancing down the aisle, and the next she's on the floor with an ambulance en route. Jane also shared her involvement in designing Bernie's wedding look. "I knew Bernie wouldn't opt for anything too traditional. I remembered seeing Elkie Brooks on TV wearing a caftan and thought, 'That's perfect,'" she explained. "I've always admired Elkie, so that became the inspiration. But since it's Bernie, we had to add some flair. Our brilliant costume team created a 1970s-style white gown, part Elkie Brooks, part Demis Roussos, and totally Bernie Winter." Coronation Street star confirms messy and heated future for Danielle. Hell truly hath no fury like a woman betrayed, something Theo Silverton learns the hard way next week after discovering his wife Danielle has moved on with someone new. Following an emotionally charged restorative justice meeting, sparked by Todd Grimshaw punching conversion therapy advocate Noah Headley, Todd stumbles upon a bombshell. His boyfriend Theo's estranged wife, Danielle, is now dating the very man he attacked. When asked if Danielle's new romance signals the end of her marriage to Theo, actress Natalie admitted, "Honestly, I don't think she's quite done with it yet. I've had long chats about this with James, who plays Theo. The whole situation has been fast-moving. First the affair with Jason, now this new entanglement." "There are two things going on for Danielle," she continued. "One part of her wants to show Theo exactly what he's sacrificing by walking away from their family. And there's definitely a part of her that's just trying to fill the gap. 19 years of marriage is no small thing. I've been married for 20 years myself, and I can't even picture my life without my partner. It's probably a rebound in many ways." She added, "Danielle and Noah grew up with Theo in the same faith community. She's known him for years. At one point, she says the situation between Noah and Theo is their business, and she believes Noah had good intentions. They all share the same church history, and to her, Noah seemed like a familiar face to turn to in difficult times. But it's not lost on her, or the audience, that of all the people she could have chosen, she ended up with someone who caused Theo so much pain during his conversion therapy ordeal." Later, when Danielle, Theo, and their children reunite for a family dinner at the bistro, Todd can't resist revealing what he's learned, sparking an explosive scene. Tempers flare and chaos erupts, culminating in Theo accidentally hitting his own son Miles during the argument. Would Danielle have told Theo herself? Natalie thinks so. Yes, definitely. From a co-parenting perspective, she was planning to share the news, but she needed time to work through her own emotions first. Unfortunately, Todd beat her to it and completely blindsided her. Speaking about the bistro confrontation, Natalie says, "Things get intense quickly. Miles especially lashes out at Todd. Theo tries to pull him back, and in the scuffle, Miles ends up with a bloody nose. From Danielle's point of view, this is all Todd's fault. Accident or not, he's the one who lit the match and made a mess of everything." Later, Todd seeks advice from his former flame Billy Mayhew, who visits and notices the sofa has been slept on. Billy encourages him to speak with Danielle, who has now banned Theo from seeing the kids. How does that conversation go? Natalie hints. Danielle is fiercely protective of her children. She listens to Todd at first because she wants to do what's best for them. But once he starts twisting things and making his usual digs, she shuts it down. She's not falling for his manipulation, and she knows she needs to rethink her next steps. Those scenes were so much fun to play. When asked what's next for Danielle, Natalie teased, "Things definitely heat up from here. It becomes a battle between her and Theo, with the kids caught in the middle. It's messy, painful, and very real, just like many divorces families go through." She added, "Once it crosses into legal territory, everything escalates. What was once emotional becomes strategic. Danielle makes some bold, calculating moves. I'm not sure viewers will stay on her side when they see what's coming." Reflecting on joining Coronation Street, Natalie shared her joy. "Being part of the Grimshaw family with Sue Cleaver and Ryan Thomas was surreal. I had this moment thinking, wow, I'm really in Corrie, and Eileen is shouting at Jason. I was supposed to exit the scene, but just stood there watching their row, completely transfixed. My first time filming at Roy's Rolls with David Nielsen was unforgettable. And later getting to scream at Tina O'Brien in The Rovers, that was such a classic soap moment. I loved every second of it." Don't miss the drama as Coronation Street airs this week on ITV1 and streams on ITVX Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m.